What's going on, guys? It is Blake here. Um, it's a very nice autumn afternoon, maybe a tad bit warmer than what I'm generally used to, but during the fall time at least. But it's really nice weather to say the least. And the last few days have been really cloudy, really rainy. So I haven't really had a chance to make a vlog, but I'm out shooting some NMV footage as well as just taking pictures. And I decided, now's a pretty good time to do a vlog. I think I'm in a totally different location than where I usually am when I'm taking photos or doing video. If you watch some of the past stuff up on the YouTube channel, you probably noticed that it seems like it's all taking place in the same area, which it kind of is. I had a little bit of extra time today to just kind of go out and take photos and videos elsewhere, so that's exactly what I'm doing. But anyway, that's not what I want to talk about today, because that's not really that big a video. But today I kind of want to talk a little bit about October energies. I know in the past vlog, I guess it was kind of sort of focused on energies a little bit, but actually no, it was a vlog. No, it was the vlog before that I kind of touched on energies, but it wasn't really focused specifically on energy. It was kind of focused more on divine masculine, that type of stuff. But yeah, I kind of want to talk about the October energies a little bit because I've been hearing a lot about how October 2016 is supposed to be a very significant month in terms of energies changing and just this intense wave of energy coming, kind of like what happened last year, though that was more August through October, I think, so it wasn't really October exclusively. But this year, it's seeming like October is supposedly supposed to be this month that is really bringing in this brand new energy, and these really intense brand new energies. And I kind of want to say that I definitely have felt it lately. This month has been pretty weird. The month started out all right, but I think as the month progressed, now we're kind of in like the middle of October, progressing into the end of October next week. Things have kind of went like a roller coaster ride. It's been really crazy, but at the start of the month, I definitely have felt the energies change a little bit. Definitely from what September had. I want to say September had intense energies as well, but it definitely was not as intense as October thus far. Now, it was so intense at the beginning of the month that I actually my appetite just completely shrunk. And I don't know if anybody else really experiences this when, they're receiving new waves of energy or intense energy from somewhere, whether it's, spending a large amount of time outdoors or during like a full moon cycle or something like that. I don't know. But definitely during the beginning of this month, that was one of the effects that I was having, was that I just could not really eat that much. At my job, every now and then I tend to order a lot of food, but at the beginning of October, it was like I could not finish anything. Like, I was just like stuffed after like a few bites, and it was really weird. And even now, I've been up since 9 o'clock this morning. It is almost 5 p.m. and I had a pretty small breakfast, and I'm not even close to hungry right now, which is really strange because usually I would be starving and probably getting a headache because I haven't even drinking anything either. So it's almost like I'm being nourished by these intense energies that are coming in. That's not to say, hey, if you're experiencing this as well, don't eat, because you definitely should. But it's kind of interesting to see how energies can definitely affect the cycles of our body, affect our appetite, all that other sorts of stuff. Another thing that I noticed that was happening throughout the beginning of October, rather, was that I was consistently needing less sleep than what I usually need. I would get up and I would be able to get through the entire day without really feeling tired at all. Getting up is always hard, is always difficult, especially as it gets colder, I feel like. So, I mean, obviously I'm going to be a little bit tired when I'm waking up, but generally I'm tired throughout the entire day. But throughout the beginning of October, it was like everything was so intense that I just did not need to sleep at all whatsoever. It wasn't really as bad as last summer last year, where I was going through literally 2 to 3 months with like 3 to 4 hours of sleep at most every single day. Not that intense, but this is probably, or the beginning of October has probably been as intense as that that has been in terms of getting very little sleep and being able to progress through the day without much difficulty at all. Um, so that's another thing. But as I progress into this week, beginning of this week, kind of late last week, things have kind of died down a little bit. I'm able to eat. I'm able to eat a little bit more without being without my body telling me, hey, that's enough. As quickly. I am starting to grow tired a little bit more. Um, but I mean, it's still a little bit intense. It's a little bit more intense than it usually is. So, um, but I can definitely feel the energy is just dying down a little bit, and I don't know if that's temporary, if it'll pick up again. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to share that with you guys because I know within the spiritual community, at least, I know October has pretty much been the talk of the town in terms of new energies, new intense energies coming in, and I know some people for sure have been experiencing them in other ways that are just absolutely crazy. I've heard people have been getting like massive ringing in their ears. That's not normal. Some people have been able to astral project easier, more easily rather. Jeez, my grammar needs so much work, right? Just a whole lot of things that I can't really list off the top of my head right now, but a lot of things that will probably come to mind later on that I've definitely read about and definitely I've heard experiences about. So it's definitely been an interesting month, and I know it's kind of pretty fitting. It's kind of fitting because I know in the last vlog that I made, I pretty much said that October, autumn is kind of the season of death. Like it's kind of cycling in sort of a new period in a way, even though things don't sort of revive again until the spring. But regardless to say, I feel like this new intense energy that's coming in is kind of in a way a rebirth process, a death and a rebirth process. I want to say it's probably preparing us for the next big shift that is going to happen whenever that happens. But I mean, there's new energies coming in all the time ultimately, but I don't know what it is about October, but definitely things are really intense. And I feel like if you are a person who does experience new energies every now and then, if you do experience those intense energies, it's really important to pay attention to your mindset during that period of time, because intense energies can either affect you really positively or really negatively, but it really depends on how you look at it. For instance, right now, obviously it's election season, and just the strong emotions and the passions of all the people who are voting, people, silly game if you ask me, but I mean, the people who really want to see change, and it's kind of like two sides just clashing all the time, every single day up until the election is over, and that energy as a collective it's affecting everybody, regardless of if you vote or not. Odds are you are feeling that energy as well in some way, shape, or form, and it's really important to keep yourself centered and take in those energies and be able to manage it in a proper way. If you can't manage something that's coming in like in loads and like you just can't handle it, it's obviously going to affect you in a pretty negative way, and I feel like that can also happen to a lot of people. So I mean, there's like hundreds of ways you can deal with intense energies coming in. You can exercise more, you can change your diet, you can spend more time outdoors, you can do yoga, all kinds of stuff. It doesn't even have to be woo-woo stuff, if you know what I mean. It can really be anything. Anything that you feel that can get the energies flowing through your body. Alright, sorry guys, my battery actually just cut out right there. But anyway, where was I? As I was saying, yeah. So, if you kind of build a dam in a way with your body, you can't really allow those energies to come through, and they kind of get stuck. They will affect you in probably a negative way. So it's important that you're constantly doing things that you personally feel can get your energy going, get it moving. So when these large amounts of waves of energy come in, you can deal with them efficiently. And yeah, I guess that's a personal thing to really decide how exactly you'll deal with them. Like I said, it could be anything. It's probably different for everybody. So yeah, I don't really know what else to touch on today. That was really the only thing that has came to mind. I guess, as we progress towards the end of October, it's kind of sad because, this is like basically my favorite month. September, October, I guess, are my favorite months. November too, but by the time November hits, pretty much all the leaves are gone, at least where I live, and, there's no more pretty colors to look at, and it gets pretty cold. And also daylight saving time, which sucks. I hate it. I hate that they have to screw with the time. It's kind of annoying. Like, what do you know, right? Like, time isn't even an actual thing, and they have to screw with it anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to touch on. So yeah, October is definitely really interesting. If you've been experiencing energies in any different sort of way, definitely feel free to share down below in the comments. I would love to hear how you've been dealing with these intense energies, how they've been affecting you, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be the vlog for today. Just to kind of wrap things up a little bit, I have several nature music videos on the way. Actually, all of these, I have three? Or do I have two? Do I have three or two? I can't actually remember. I think I have three on the way technically that should all be done before the end of October, and I'll be posting those up on the Facebook page as well as the Twitter. I'll kind of be teasing those shortly, but this will probably be the first thing that goes up. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you watched this, I should be back with another vlog not too long from now, but the sun is setting and I should probably get headed home pretty soon. So thanks for watching, guys. You guys take care, and I will see you all later.